Did a quick fix make your swing worse? Wayne Defrancesco will get your swing back on track at wdglc.com.
Hey there, website people. Wayne D here. And I'm down in the laboratory. Actually, I'm in my basement. And I'm watching some swings. And kind of what I do sometimes in the evening. Try to find cool swings on YouTube. And one of my buddies gave me an old tape called Ben Hogan, a Hard Case from Texas. If you have a chance to look at it. It's got some incredible vintage swings. Palmer's one of them. There's Johnson Wagner. So I'm down here kind of staring at these swings, and at the same time I'll be practicing a little harp on the side. So that's my other hobby. Now, let's get back to the golf. Take a look at the amount of Palmer's upper body trunk rotation, and not to mention his lower body trunk rotation. So check this out. So you can see the heel coming up. Incredibly deep hip turn. Right leg posted up, still bent, but certainly sharply angled, right? That out. Now, look at the amount of movement up in here and the way the back is curved back this way. So this right shoulder is really rotated. So the whole body has twisted this way, a huge amount. Now watch Johnson Wagner. Look how different he does it. I mean, check that out. I mean, if you put a ruler across his back, I guarantee you that it would be looking up over there somewhere. So if you're talking about turn, making a big turn, Arnold Palmer's making a big turn. Johnson Wagner is not making much of a turn at all. However, if you look at his legs, Wagner really moves way less across the hips there.
Learn the pivot compression golf swing. Join wdglc.com today.
So way less depth, way less movement. The same type of movement, just less. So what happens is he gets to torque up these muscles here and then use wrist angle, stored up energy, and excellent technique to mash the ball out there. Now it doesn't hurt that he's 6'3", 230. You've seen my swing analysis of him, but so what I thought was really interesting here was the difference in the relative amount of spine rotation, or what you would say backswing turn. Palmer's got a crap load and then he drives it out of the way. So, you know, athletically, golf is an athletic sport. It's like one swing is not really more athletic than the other, but certainly Palmer's engaging more muscles. He's throwing his throw from center field, and Wagner's throwing from shortstop. Now, in the end, that really doesn't mean a whole lot, because in golf, after you hit the ball, sort of the game starts over again. Now you have to get it in the hole. That's another one thing, and you've got to maintain your mental acuity as you play, which not a lot of guys can do. Now, here's another interesting swing I wanted to show you. I wanted to compare this one with somebody who doesn't really do much of that. So that would be this guy. So watch Jack's back. Right, so what you see is you see the right side overtaking the head and turning so that it's right on top of the left shoulder. Now you saw Palmer was even more over there. But if your head doesn't move way to the right, what you end up with is this lateral bend in the back. Now that's engaging all of those spinal muscles, and when you push the hips now from the ground, that just, look at the reverse torque in those muscles there. Look at that. Very cool. Now you watch a guy like Trevino, right? He doesn't have nearly the turn of that. Of course, still got the heel coming up. And then with the lateral movement, you can see the foot come down looking straighter ahead than it started. But the difference there is palpable in the way the upper back is turned. Now Torino's got more than Johnson Wagner did, but when it comes to Nicklaus and Palmer, not even close. And then of course if you go over to and look at Hogan, you'll see another guy who was sort of in between. If you look at some of Hogan's younger swings, you get much more engagement here. When he got, of course, look where the club is. That was a pretty long swing. Now, this is Hogan in somewhere between 47 and 49, where he was dominating golf, just kicking everyone's ass. This is when he said he hit it the best. So definitely his swing was the most dynamic. It shortened up by, he had to shorten it up. His body just couldn't sustain that. But this is not when he's, when he famously claimed he was horrible and hooking it all the time. So this is when Hogan was killing everyone. If he'd have not been hit by that stupid bus, he'd have won 30 majors. Now, so what's the prescription? What do I tell people? Well, I think in when you look at Hogan and you look at probably the most efficient use of the body in the history of golf. So I think the combination of techniques there, where you get enough of an engagement of the spinal muscles and enough wrist cock and good sequence, you can produce ample power. So I don't think you have to shoot for some kind of huge Arnold Palmer-like turn. And certainly these days, when you see the left heel stay stuck on the ground, the hips stay facing the ball, and the turn maxed out, that certainly can produce a lot of energy. But is it the best thing? I don't know. Anyway, Wayne D and the laboratory. Just checking in.